Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wilhelm Screamin'. Welcome back to another day in Destiny, and I got a little bit more Destiny 2 intel for you. Some information that I had gleaned from watching the official Destiny release trailer again. This is going to be a little bit of a rant, so just bear with me. So after watching this trailer like 3 or 4 dozen times, you start to look for little things that maybe people don't notice or aren't like right there in front of your face. And if there is anything that we can actually see in the trailer that gives us some idea of what might come either after the current expansion of Destiny 2, maybe the second expansion of Destiny 2. I don't really know how far we're going to be going with this, but as most people know, the other day Destiny released, or was leaked, the official name of the first Destiny 2 raid, which is going to be called Leviathan. Everybody's a little confused about that in the Destiny community, is what I've been seeing. It just doesn't seem like the right name, considering that everybody presumes we're going to be fighting Gaul, which you would think would be, I don't know, the name would just be a little different. Now, nobody really knows what Leviathan is, or is like exactly what it refers to within the Destiny universe. Maybe it's a ship, maybe it's Gaul's ship, and we have to go on to the Leviathan, or something along those lines, and fight our way out or rescue the speaker. That's what most people think, because that's the most obvious, would be the Leviathan has something to do with Gaul. Maybe, like I said, maybe it's a ship, and we have to go onto it, break into it, rescue the speaker, and that's the first raid, right? Clear, cut, dry, simple. But those who have listened to my channel before or watched my videos before would know that simple just doesn't ever sit well with me. So, after watching this official release trailer a couple dozen times, I had noticed something that I really didn't see initially. It's a very quick shot, but it got me thinking wild thoughts, so I thought I'd share them with you guys. And if you go to the very last frame, one of the very last frames of the trailer, it's actually once the end title cards start to come up. If you look closely, there's one shot of 2 Guardians jumping through the air at what looks like a big Vex of some kind. Now, we've seen big Vex before. However, if you look closely, you'll notice that this is a Vex unlike any others that we've seen, in that it is a giant hobgoblin. That's right, guys. You can actually see the ears and the triple tail on the back. And I have to say that this Vex does look significantly bigger than others that we've fought. Almost as big as Atheon himself, if not maybe even bigger. I can't really get a scale from this angle, but he looks giant. So there's either 2 options here, guys. One, that this was just a split-second shot that they decided to throw in at the very end of the trailer that they only show for approximately 3 seconds, wink wink, that has nothing to do with the actual raid or anything else coming to the future. Or we were seeing one of 2 things, either a raid boss, or we were seeing some sort of new ad that maybe is a precursor to a raid boss. Maybe we have to fight a whole bunch of these things, which would be pretty ridiculous considering that hobgoblins have always been annoying in Destiny, and having to fight more than one giant one would seem like a pretty excessive feat for any group of Guardians. So I believe that this is actually a boss of some kind. Maybe it's an in-world boss, or maybe it's a patrol boss. Who knows? But we've never seen a hobgoblin this big. And just the fact where it shows up in the trailer makes me think that this was actually something that they wanted to show but not give away too much. And there is a possibility that this might actually be Leviathan. That Leviathan isn't a ship, that it's actually just a type of Vex, a giant hobgoblin called a Leviathan, and we have to go and defeat it. Now, I'm not saying that we won't face Gaul in a raid. I think it would be interesting if we actually have to face more than one type of enemy in a raid. So, for example, we're not just fighting Vex or Fallen or Taken or Cabal. Maybe there's some sort of enemy system that we have to work our way through. Maybe there's multiple enemies there to fight each other, and we actually have to just come in and clean up the mess. That, or maybe the Gaul raid has something to do with some sort of repossessing of technology, and maybe the actual raid isn't part of the real overarching story and more story adjacent, as it was with Atheon in Destiny 1, where we really didn't hear about the Vex too much until we had the raid. The thing about it is, we've been waiting for a Cabal raid forever. So I still think the first raid is going to largely have to do with the Cabal, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there's not going to be other kinds of enemies, perhaps other than Cabal, that we have to fight through to make it to the final boss. So those are my thoughts on the whole Leviathan raid info leak. Hopefully you all enjoyed this video, and make sure to leave a comment down below and tell me what your thoughts are. Had you noticed the giant hobgoblin? Do you think the Leviathan name doesn't really lend itself to the Cabal? Just a couple of thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video, please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel for more Destiny 2 intel. And as always, guys, I am Wilhelm Scream. We will see you in the next video.